All right, everyone, we're live. Here we are. Jim, are you ready? Wait a minute. Jimmy's not ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
all right. Hey, everyone, it's Scott with You Get Ripped and yougetripped.com. I forgot to
Yeah,
add that,
that's
the
good.
little .com there. You might want to check that out.
Yeah,
But what I wanted to talk about today, and what we wanted to talk about, is because we've been at both different or both spectrums here, Jim. You know, I know when I was shedding my 20+% body fat, I was with a calorie deficit, and people want to know, how do I lose weight? You know, how do I lose weight and shed the fat? And you know, do I have to do like 100 hours in the gym? You know, you don't have to do 100 hours in the gym. Most of the time, you can get away with like 35 minutes to an hour at the most. But it comes down to that diet, and it comes down to knowing your body and getting the amount of calories in your body to lose weight. And
yeah,
that's one thing that I learned through this whole process. And I know you did too. It's like, and we didn't really realize it until you start tracking, which leads me to another thing that everybody should be tracking their calories. Spark People is a great app. There's another one called MyFitnessPal. Any one that you want to use, but track it, because you won't believe how much you're eating, and you think, well, I don't eat that bad. You know, a little bit of mayonnaise here, a little slice of cheese here. You know, your calories are adding and adding and adding. And the
that's
key here
right.
is, the one thing that I want to say, and I'm going to let you talk about it, Jim, because I know you got some good advice on this too. It's like, if you're going after losing weight, you need to figure out what your maintenance level is. And what I mean by that is how many calories do you need to consume to maintain your weight? All right. And usually there's calculators online too that if it's BMI, right, Jim? Isn't that
Yep,
the term?
yep,
And basically what that is, it's saying how much you need for your body to run. How much food, how many calories does it take for your body to just breathe, you know, to make your heart run and all that stuff. Once you find that out, then you have to also figure in activity and all that stuff. And there's calculators online. And, you know, we could probably even leave one below this video in the description section. But basically, you got to figure that out. And then everybody's going to be different. But then what you want to do is find that out, and then if you want to lose weight, you got to drop that by about 500 calories. All right, and you got to exercise. And if you drop that between 500, you know, maybe 600 calories, depending on how you feel. And Jim, I know you dropped yours maybe a little bit too much when you were doing Insanity, and you
right.
started feeling like you were getting weak,
That's
right?
right. Yep,
So, I
yeah,
mean, you really got to get a gauge on that. And I know myself, when I was doing it, I started at what, 185 pounds, and I was 6 foot. I'm 6 foot tall, just about. So I was running about 1,800 calories, and that was good for me through Insanity. And in 60 days, I dropped just about 19 pounds, and about 5, 6 inches off my waist. And the funny thing is, after I got done with that, I upped my calories a little bit, and because I was burning, because my metabolism, I still continued to lose weight. I was at
right.
168, I think, or 169 when I finished Insanity, and then I was still working out, lifting weights and stuff, and then I was still losing weight. I got down to like 163, 164, but I
Yep.
had a little bit of muscle. So now I'm trying to go the other way. Um,
Now, did
so
you change your calorie intake when you got to that point? When you finished Insanity, did you change your calories?
Yeah, I went up to 20. I think I went up to 2,300 calories,
Wow.
because that was my maintenance level. My maintenance level was between like 22 and 2,400, and I went up to 2,500 for a while, and I wasn't gaining. So I knew that that was my level, you
Right.
know. And I know you've done the same thing. You know, you were at around 17, 1,800 when you were doing Insanity, and you were dropping. You know, I mean, how much? What was your statistics again?
Um, well, and I think that that's actually BMR,
Oh, BMR. Okay,
which is I think mine was like right around 2100. I was coming in at 1800 on my calories. Anytime I got down to around 1600, I just felt really weak.
right,
You said that one of the people in our challenge groups was doing 1650 right now, which is right around where I started feeling tired.
right,
Um, and you said he's feeling great, which is good.
right.
So your body will tell you if you're just feeling really fatigued, maybe you need to up it a couple hundred calories. So that's what I did, and I kept it right around, actually right around the same numbers you did at around 1800, 1850, and that's what worked best for me. I lost 2 pounds every week the
Right.
whole time through. So Could I have eaten less and lost more weight? Probably. But for me, I wanted to eat the most amount that I could, still lose the maximum amount of weight, and keep it the way it should be. You know,
Right, but
just
I
losing
think 2 pounds a week is fantastic. I mean,
yeah,
I think
I
that's
think that's
normal. You don't want to go more than that because then you're starting to go into a starvation type of, you know, place where you don't want to be there. So like you said, you start feeling fatigued, you start feeling like you're losing energy and stuff. It could be a thing too where you're not getting enough carbs. So all that stuff goes into play. But yeah, I mean, I know you've been through it now. I've been through it. The Insanity program. That's definitely what shaped me and got me down to that lower weight. Now that brings me up to what I'm doing now. And this is just crazy because people can't believe it because I did P90X the first time through, and I really didn't. I didn't follow it 100%. I was still doing some of my own workouts, and that's what I'm doing this round too. I'm hybriding it, but I'm definitely doing more of a mass building right now. But the thing is, when you want to mass build, you can't just do maintenance mode because then what's going to happen is your maintenance calories are just going to maintain. And it's not going to have any left to repair and to build more muscle. So now what I've done is I've upped my calories to where I'm about 3,200 calories. And I did that for 30 days so far. It's actually, today's my 30th day, and I weighed myself this morning. I'm about 3.3 pounds up, and my body fat percentage is the same. So that means I put 3.3 pounds of muscle on my body somewhere, whether it be some on my chest, some on my back, some on my legs. It's all dispersed. Some of that might be fat. Maybe it didn't pick it up on the caliper. I did measure it in 3 places, but even 2 pounds of muscle is a lot. And I'm not 100% sure that that'll happen every single month. But I know that once you shock your body differently, my body was like, whoa, what's going on here? And that's the thing with your muscles. Like if you're working out to mix up your muscles, your routines, the order, all that stuff is going to benefit you. And it's going to shock your body. And that's what we're trying to do here is kind of trick our body into thinking that something else has happened here. So now it has to change and has to reconform. So that's what I've been doing to build muscle. So whether you're watching this because you want to lose weight or you want to build muscle, it's all about your maintenance level and then figuring out how to do either a surplus or to do a deficit. And you might do a surplus of 500 and it might not be enough. You might have to up it to 600. So then you got to keep throttling it until you find it, and your body will tell you how it's going to react.
Right. And as you're measuring your body fat and you're upping your calorie intake, you might find that you're starting to add some fat. And that's where you have to decide how much fat am I willing to gain some muscle, because that's one of those fine lines that we talked about where, you start to build fat as you're building that muscle, and you can try to scale it and try to just build muscle, but it's going to take you longer. Like that 3 pounds of muscle you gained, that's a pretty big gain. And like you said, I seriously doubt if you'll be able to maintain that for very long.
Right, exactly. And I don't, and it's like I said, I think my body was so used to that other thing that all of a sudden it jumped to that other. Now, like you said, am I willing to gain a little bit of fat while I'm building muscle? Yeah, I'm willing to do that because I know where my maintenance and my deficit and my surplus needs to be. So all I'll do for the 30 days that I want to cut is I'll just drop my calories and go down to just under my maintenance mode and still continue to work out. And then I know that eventually that's going to come down. But that's the whole thing about tracking. And you and I both do it. I've got my buddy Chris doing it. I've got a couple guys at darts doing it. I play darts every Monday night, and I got these guys turned on to it. And it's that one app that I use called Spark People. And I mean, there's other apps out there, but it's tracking it, And it was funny because Joe, the guy I play darts with, he goes, my buddy ate some chicken wings the other night. He ate 45 chicken wings, and I punched it into my Spark People. He had like 6,000 calories.
Wow.
Yeah, so, everyone out there that's just eating and thinking that they're doing okay, really need to track it. I think you'll be surprised. So
yeah, you definitely will be surprised.
So all right, I think that's it. But anyway, I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions you want to ask us, or if you want to share any of your advice and your experiences, we'd love to hear from you. And we'll continue to try to keep putting these out and helping everyone, and also telling you what we've learned and how we're transforming, because I'm at the stage right now where I want to transform myself to be bigger. I'm 160 68 pounds now, 167 point something. So I want to get up to about 175 pounds by August. So I'm going to see if that's even possible. I don't know if it is, but I'm going to try. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'll hopefully create some videos and share some of my workouts and everything that I'm doing right now as well. And I know, Jim, you're going to do the same.
That's right.
So that's going to wrap it up. And one last thing that I got to say. Now you get ripped. It's beautiful. Now you get ripped.